Okay, here we are at Weber. Street's pretty good. It's just outside of Flint, still just the start of Burton. I've actually sold a house on the very next street over, actually. So this area is pretty good. So we've got a new driveway put here. Siding looks fairly clean. We've got roof. Doesn't look too bad. Ridge vents are good. It's nice to see. What's the matter?
I was just looking fresh painted.
Huh. Did you get it open?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, they've staged it. I don't see too many people staging houses anymore, which is awesome. Well, not at this price point anyway. There's your step here, Gary. And then step over. What do you think? Gonna have to check that out. There's a little bit of a lump in the floor. It runs all along this part. It could be the basement actually stops here if there's a basement and that part goes over, but I haven't looked to see whether it's got one yet. I'm gonna guess not, because the electrical panel's up here. So let's looks fairly nice and new. Nice little kitchen. I'm very interested. They got this open. What do they got it open to? Grilled sausage ring. Corn chip dogs. Quick grilled pork chops. No one should need to be told how to grill a pork chop. Okay, so there is no basement, so that little step down, that little hump over there is probably just, what do you think, Gary?
It was probably a porch that they opened into the house.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. There was probably a porch out there and they extended the front of the house out. I've actually seen that, and I've recommended that to rehabbers before, to do things like that, because it already has a roof on it, so you can actually get very easy square footage by opening that up. Water heater doesn't look too bad. They're very sloppy with their paint job, but it doesn't look too bad. Things to look for is this pipe here needs to flow upwards. It can go across, like a lot of them go across, but it has to go on at least a 5-degree angle upwards. It can't be 90-degree flat. Doesn't look too bad. Looks very nice. The paint job's fairly well done. I have to ask Gary on this. What I can feel, and what I think I feel, is whoever did the flooring, it bubbles up a little bit, because I think they didn't leave enough gap, because it's meant to float. So there is meant to be some gaps to allow it to expand and contract with the temperature. And I'm thinking they almost didn't do that. So we've had a couple of warm days, so the floor's a little bit bubbly. Sorry. That's not too much of an issue. There's not really any problem with it, and it won't cause any damage or anything like that. It never bubbles enough to cause any trip damage. What it feels like is you just, when you walk across, you can feel it like cushion down a little bit. And I think that's all that is they haven't given the sides around enough area to move. And if you give it too much area, it's going to look bad too, though. So they probably just kept it up snug.
Here's the furnace.
Oh, good. Okay, so we got our furnace in here, and she's a little fella. That was so contradictory. She's a little fella. I hope you enjoy our commentary, Alex. So, besides that, you got to go have a look at the backyard. But so far, it's a small little place.
It's nice.
You'll get. I would probably do, and it's in Burton a little bit too. So I would be doing 900 for this at least. Might be able to push 950.
Decent side yard. What do you think about those tree stumps?
So it doesn't have a garage, which is disappointing, because it would give it a little bit more, as in value range. It would really push that 900. However, it does have a nice little shed out the back here, so that definitely helps. I'm gonna have to look at the maps and see and make sure it does go all the way over to this line over here. If it does go all the way over to the line, that's a very nice yard. What do you make of that weird angle, Gary? On the roof.
A little bit of a sag by the stink pipe.
Yeah. So see over there, it's got a little bit of a sag. What do you think of that? Because the rest of the roof really doesn't look very old. It only looks like, I'd say, 5 years max.
Yeah, without getting up on it and checking.
So why is it got that? And that whole room in there there's not much of a ceiling in there.
No, because
So-
there used to be a porch too.
Yeah. So that one's kind of what you think about it. I don't think doesn't seem to be causing any issues, and I'm not 100% sure whether it would. So long as the water can run off there, I would believe it would be okay. Yeah. But this might be something to maybe ask Eric, my roofing guy, and what he thinks about it, and go, is this something you'd be okay with? Like, he of course is going to want to fix it, so he gets money for it. But in the end, it's once again with some of the rentals, if it's not going to cause any issues, you're better off just leaving it and waiting the 10 or 15 years until you have to put a new roof on there, and then do the investment. But okay, so far all the downspouts pretty good coming away from the property. Looks very nice. It doesn't look too old. It's in good shape. So yeah, very nice. Okay, I will send this to you, and we'll chat a bit about it later.